What's up, people? Now, this video is about Mitch Green plotting to extort Mike Tyson. Yes, the knockout artist, the heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. Could you just imagine? Now, of course, he couldn't do it himself. He would reach out to a couple of local guys in his crew. But before we get into that, I want to shout out all my new subscribers. And of course, shout out to all my day ones. And if you're not a subscriber, hopefully you become one after this video. Now, who was Mitch Green? Mitch Green was born in Georgia, but he grew up in the Bronx. He was already a street cat during his early years and claimed he was shot twice at 17. He moved to Jamaica, Queens and started boxing to stay out of trouble and ended up winning the New York Golden Gloves 4 times. While turning pro, he had 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot out. But he was very unprofessional, and he was a nuisance everywhere he went. He even interrupted a pre-fight press conference between Larry Holmes and the Contender. Now, this was when Larry Holmes was the champion. He interrupted and he bashed the Contender, saying he was the better fighter. But in boxing, you gotta fight your way up. You gotta move up the ranks. He was being very difficult during the weigh-in between him and Mike Tyson before they fought. When he found out Tyson was being paid $200K to his $30K, I mean, shit, $30K is a lot for a fight in the 80s. That shit was a lot of money. But Mitch didn't understand for some reason. He wasn't selling tickets or knocking guys out like Tyson. The day before the fight, he even threatened to pull out of the fight. Guys like Mitch Green block their blessings every day, not staying in their lane and waiting their turn. During the Tyson fight, it was personal. He even knocked Tyson's gold teeth out, but ended up losing. The envy just grew for Tyson. Seeing how he acts as a professional, you could just imagine how he act on the streets. He was very bad with money and always ended up owing someone. Now, he done business with street dudes a couple of times involving drugs. He bought the same drugs off of a crew that extorted hustlers. It's been alleged that many guys just didn't like Green. Green always was short when it came to pay up. He always had a story. He always had a sad story. Mitch Green was 6'5" and was with the gunplay, so most guys were scared of him. So 2 years after fighting Mike Tyson, he heard Tyson was going to be in a nightclub. So he thought it would be a right time to plot his revenge on Tyson. He got with one of his partners to get some guys together. The plan was to snatch Tyson up after the club and demand a couple $100,000 or maybe $1 million or maybe close to $1 million. So that night, he sat and watched Tyson the whole night from across the club, like the entire night. The crew of guys was in a van around the corner. The problem was, Mitch Green was partying a little too hard with drugs and alcohol. He wasn't focused. He got caught up in the party. The crew follows Tyson to an after party at Dapper Dan's, which they knew it was no way they could snatch Tyson up without people seeing. Mitch Green told them Tyson rode with no security. Now that might have been true, but it was just so many people around Tyson. The entourage was just crazy. So it was back to the drawing board. The guys were getting pissed, sitting and waiting for hours while Tyson partied. So Mitch Green took things into his own hand. Plan B was to approach Tyson and rush him and go for his pockets during the scuffle. The crew would come and pick up whatever fell from Tyson's pocket. The guys knew Mitch was high out of his mind and knew how stupid the plan was, so they just said whatever and didn't even stay to watch the shit show happen. He walks up to Tyson calling him all types of names, and unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. And he didn't leave with nothing but an ass whooping. The funny part is, he actually tried to go for his pockets, but it didn't work. Tyson had to knock this man out twice. See, Mitch was tough. He kept coming and coming. He wasn't giving up. See, the average person couldn't do nothing with Mitch Green. Just like I said, he was 6'5", and he had hands. I mean, he could box, he could throw his hands, he had long-ass reach. The average person would probably have to grab a gun. But Mitch Green ended up pressing charges. Yes, He had to press charges for the same shit that he started. Tyson had to pay 45 to 50K. But Mitch getting that money didn't even cover all the legal fees, so it was a waste of time. See, with that being said, Mitch played himself. He was getting close to that for one fight. And he would have got plenty of that. He would have got plenty of more if he would just stick to his craft. See, we've seen this 100 times. When the person that made it out comes back to the area, we see what they have to go through. There's always that one person that tries you. You have to be the smart one and ask yourself, do I just walk away or entertain this? Misery loves company. Why beef with someone that have nothing to lose? It could put you right back in that position you work hard to get out. Or you can even lose your life. We saw what happened with Nipsey and Young Dolph. Tyson probably could have lost his boxing license and fumbled the bag. But that's it for now, people. Thanks for your time. Either hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down. I know I sound a little crazy. It's that time of the year. Allergies, this, that, and the third. So I sound crazy, so bear with me. I just want to say thanks for watching. Everybody stay safe out there. I'm out.